Hey guys, Scarmillion here, back at it again with another video, and this is gonna be a little different from the usual. It's not gonna be one of these well-edited videos you've been seeing lately. If you've been following my channel, it will be a little bit more personal. Probably not scripted for the most part. I have a couple pointers here and there. Not gonna be very much edited. There's not really a lot on the background, so just letting you know if you want to put this on the background, feel free to do so. I owe this video for everyone for a couple days. I had just come back from Climax of Night actually, and I didn't have any voice because of reasons that we'll be discussing throughout the weekend. But yeah, again, not a lot of editing here. It's not gonna be a script. We're just gonna talk. We're just gonna have a quick conversation, you and I. So Climax of Night, the final iteration of Climax of Night, happened this past weekend in Atlanta, Georgia, of course. And if you've never attended a Climax of Night, if you don't know what a Climax of Night is, you're just clicking and trying to find out what this is and being interested by the picture here in the background. Well, sit down and listen to the story, right? So Climax of Night, of course, is a series of tournaments focused on the French Bread games. So French Bread is a game developer that makes games such as Melty Blood Type Lumina, Under Night in Bird, Dengeki Bunko, just to name it, right? These are like the modern games that they've made in the past decade or so. So this is a very small company. I think they have like 10 employees, right? For the record, just to put some context. We're not talking Capcom. We're not talking anything huge, right? This is a very niche company that makes excellent fighting games. Some of the best fighting games of all time. And we in the States are big fans of French Bread. Throughout the years, we've shown us support and we grew it into a tournament that's only for French Bread games called Climax of Night, which started in 2018. And this year, 2025, was the last iteration, at least the original run, as I'm probably going to call it, because we're going to have a spiritual successor. We'll talk a little bit about that. But I kind of want to talk about what's important about Climax, right? What Climax means to it. Well, first of all, this tournament changed a whole generation. Before that, French Bread games were very disrespected. Were all often just a side game, if anything. You know, if there was something at a tournament. I traveled to places like Orlando, Florida, for tournaments like CEO, which are some of the biggest tournaments of the year. And we were like a small side tournament that we had to wrap up because we were getting kicked out because the people from the ballroom were like, no, you guys can't be here. You guys gotta go. So we had to speed it up on our grand finals. We had to like call it super quickly. That was the type of environment I grew up with, playing Melty Blood in early 2010s. I started in 2012. I have a whole video that goes deep into my history with Melty Blood if you're interested on some of this, like behind behind the scenes kind of talk. So yeah, that's kind of what we were, right? Then we had this tournament Sea Otaku, and Sea Otaku is where it kind of started because this is a tournament, as the name implies, for otakus, people that like anime. So we have anime fighters, Guilty Gear, Blaze Blue, right? Just to name a few of the bigger ones. And in this tournament, we were not a sideshow, we were the main characters. We still had to share the space with everyone else, but we were respected. We had actual tournaments, we had actual things. And that was very important. That was very important for us to start growing our scene past just being an online kind of community that sometimes hangs out at tournaments, nothing too severe. Now, this continued for a couple of years. 2016 was a very good year for Melty Blood. I'm mostly going to talk about Melty Blood because this is my zone of expertise. Not much about an Under Night gamer, and we're gonna talk about that. We have a lot of things, guys, so it's gonna yap a little bit. But yeah, most about Melty Blood, of course. 2016 was a great year. 2017 a good follow-up year, and by 2018 we were pretty big as far as what we call poverty games are. Poverty games being these type of games that there's not a lot of communities, like official support. There's no world tours for this. This is never about money, man. This is all about the vibes. This is all about community. You trying to be the best around. You're trying to be the best just for the love of the game. That's why I think, in general, the French Bread community has been so great. And in general, people look at us with a lot of jealousy from these bigger communities. The reason is, I don't think a lot of communities have this sense of connection where the thing that ties it all up, it's not esports, it's not corporation, it's not, something fabricated, it's not big bucks being thrown at us. It's literal passion, it's literal love. And that's beautiful. That cannot be replicated. That's why this is real. It's so organic, and that's why it means a lot, right? So 2018, my Go Shinobi. Shinobi's been a tournament organizer. He's always been on the sidelines. He's always been in the background, running a lot of tournaments. One of the biggest ones. If you're fighting in a competitor, you're most likely have been, around Shinobi. You probably know him. He's a legend in this community. Does something insane. Does a tournament only for French bread. Right? Multiplayer is his favorite series. I mean, who can blame him? That's a dream come true. And we show up and not that there's there are obviously the videos about the tournament, but if you go back and look up Climax of Night 2018, we were in like a tiny ballroom. I don't remember how many people we were, but there were like 200, 300 people max at the whole event. I don't think it passed 300. I might be wrong. I don't have the actual stats, but it was a very small ballroom, very small room, just a ton of chairs and setups, and that was one of the best experiences ever, because Climax combined what we were talking about, Sea Otaku, right? We're the main characters, but combined them with just a sense of camaraderie, right? And a sense of, man, I am so glad that you, in particular, you, the person who came, are here right now. Because you matter. You're part of this too. That's what I loved about Climax 1, right? And Climax 1 also was another tournament that I think it was, it was the first, I won the first year. And that for Multiple Actors again, and that was awesome, right? I had a very amazing run of Multiple at this point, right? I was like the multi guy, and it was great to be like, oh, I won Climax of Night, and that was big because Shinobi always ran these as, dude, if I don't think there's another one, like this is the one, right? So there was always that feeling of, you gotta win. There's not another year. There's not our next world tour. There's not what. No, 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 no. It's now, right? You show up. You do your best. And that was great. It was a great event. We had an awesome time. And yeah, we left off, and I believe Shinobi. I don't know if he said there was another one, but I know he ended up with that tournament like very under. Like, again, this was not for the money. I think he ended up like $2,000 or $3,000 in debt. If he wants to come in the comments and tell you the real numbers, that's up to him. I know he disclosed to us that he was very like, oh, that this is not gonna recover from this, and we all came up and made it so that he ended up even, right, buying the merch, supporting, and again, it's just showing you, man, like this has never been with other intentions of, dude, I'm gonna take I'm gonna get some money here. That was never the plan, like that was never the plan, and you can tell, and that's why this community is amazing, right? And that's why it's important, and that's why I want to talk about it. These people here, I know a couple faces here. Actually, not in this picture. We'll talk about that in a little bit, because this has to do with this year, right? So yeah, but I love all these people. All these people. We share so many experiences. Even though I love these players are Under Night players, obviously, but I don't play Under Night, but I enjoy Under Night. A lot of my friends play Under Night. One of my best fighting game community friends play Under Night exclusively, and like that has to do nothing with that, right? I still go and support my boys, and that's awesome. And yeah, it goes back to, man, sense of camaraderie, right? Like, where do you see that? It's not very common. So I win that one, and I win 2021. It was the year Wing Type Lumina came out, and I won an event for 2020. Obviously, we had the big thing going on in the world during that era, and Climax was canceled. But we did run something called ESC, which was an online event, And Shinobi has gone on record, and I have proof that he said that is Climax 3. And I won that one too. So I won the tournament 3 times. We did end up running it again. Just because, again, this is so awesome. It's like the best tournament of the year every year because it has the competition, it has the level that you want in a major, but it has none of the bad things. Like not the huge crowds, not the bad vibes, not the people stealing stuff, not the nasty ballrooms. Friendship community is known for we clean our stuff, we clean our ballroom, we keep our space clean, we take care of each other. Right? It's completely different from like your typical esports event. So yeah, I won that one, and we kept running it for a couple of years. I don't get to attend only one of them. I didn't attend the last year's, and that was a heartbreaker for me because it was my best friend's wedding. So I had to travel to Costa Rica to be at his wedding. Of course, I was not gonna miss that for a year. I'm sorry, I was not missing that. I was definitely crying on the way home because I was watching on the playing Wi-Fi. I was watching the finals, man, and that was not a good vibe, not a good time. But I got to attend the last one, and if you've been following my career, obviously most people know me from Melty Blood, but this past 2025 has been a different year, and this is where I start talking about myself. I've been trying to diversify. Street Fighter, obviously, is like the big thing that I'm trying to focus right now, and it's a completely different world. Mind you, I play anime games all my life. I never really play Street Fighter like that. And it's very different, and a lot of my preconceptions on fighting games have been putting into question because of Street Fighter, which made me a better fighting game player, I want to say, but it is definitely time consuming. I'm a slow learner, actually, believe it or not. I know people always say I'm prodigy or whatever, like in many games, but it takes time. Yeah, I'm definitely like a slow cooker. So Street Fighter has been tough for me, and 2025 is the year where I said I'm only gonna practice Street Fighter because my competition only plays Street Fighter. These pro players, the only thing they do is Street Fighter. I was entering like 3 games every major, and I was still trying to practice Tab Lumina and like be the best. I want to say after Evo 2024, I kind of stopped practicing Tab Lumina because I completed my life goal. And my life goal, I think I've said it before on interviews, things like that, on my streams. My life goal was to win Evo, was to have an Evo trophy, an Evo title. It wasn't on the main stage. It wasn't like the main ones, like the 22, 23. I was in top 8 on both of those. I was on the community showcase 2024 when the Evo Japan champions coin showed up and other Japanese players, and it was a very good tournament. But that one, I felt good, and I felt good on that one. And that year was last year, 2024 was a pretty good year for me in Type Lumina. So I think like I left at a good point, like in the sense that I don't really need to practice anymore. Like I can probably do good. 2025 has not been the good year for me in Type Lumina, actually. I don't, so believe it or not, zero trophies this year. Absolutely zero. Zero trophies. I have not won anything for Type Lumina this year. And it shows, right? I'm putting all my time in Street Fighter. I also this year it's another tricky year for me because I am doing school. I'm doing my master's program. I work. I have my girlfriend. I have my family. I'm a family person. I try to work out. I've been very focused on my diet or my working out, right? So a lot of things in my life, right? Where like whenever I have free time, I'm just playing Street Fighter. I'm just playing Street Fighter. I'm just doing Street Fighter. I'm doing coaching for Street Fighter like 3-4 times a month. It's serious, right? And my placements can kind of back it up. Like it's still not like top 8s at majors, but dude, 6,000 person getting like a 97 or a 62nd placement, like that. That means something. That's a pretty good improvement from my previous years. So I know I'm gonna right spot, but that I've suffered in Melty Blood, especially in Actors again. So believe it or not, the last time I entered a tournament for Melty Blood and I missed the top 8 was a decade ago in 2015. My first tournament, I got 9th place. Every other tournament that I've attended for Actors again, I've gotten top 8. I haven't won all of them. I won most of them, but I've gotten top 8. This tournament, I don't even know what I got. That's how bad it was. Probably like 25th, 13th. I don't freaking know. It doesn't matter. Those places don't matter to me. And the other one was Type Lumina. I also didn't do good. I think I got like 13th again. And that one is worse because I've only missed two top eights in this history of the game. Wow. First of all, I mean, glad to see the level of play picking it up. People were like, like that's bad. That's bad. Like people are like, screw, you're not on top. What? Like a lot of people went around up to me, like ton fans, people, very kind, as for pictures, things like that. Like, wait, you're not in top eight. What? What? And yeah, I was like, I mean, it is what it is, right? And that is very interesting that I'm able to say it is what it is and still have a fun time and say that Climax 2025 was my favorite tournament of the year, even though like it was so bad for me. So this is gonna get a little more personal. I know we're talking about me now, so I kind of want to just put it out there. I was in a very bad spot. Most of my dominant reign is 2016 to 2019. You wanna say 2020? I still pretty much winning everything for 2020. Well, maybe ending 2021. I did win Combo Breaker 2022 for Actors again. I still have some victories here and there, like Otaku 2022. I think I won that for Actors again. So, you know what? My reign never ended. Okay. I'll go that way. I'm gonna go that way. Nah, but anyway, like for real. Back then though, back like almost a decade ago, like 8 years ago, dude, I was so I had a bad ego. I had a lot of ego problems, and because I was winning everything for these small games. It's like a tiny pond, but it's still my tiny pond, and I'm the shark in here, and I'm practicing. I'm putting everything, and I want to do the best I can on everything, right? So, 2019 is where it all boils down. My One of my best placements, one of my best accomplishments was that Sea Otaku where I beat like Japan's best. I win that tournament. Japan flew. They were like, "We're tired of seeing you win, Scrub. We're gonna beat you," and I won. Dude, how do you feel when you beat the people that you've been studying and learning the game from and you look up to? Nobody prepares you for that, man. I was like in Cloud Nine. I'm like, shit. I'm the best of all time. I'm the goat. I think I said I'm the goat, and I had a Japanese player like retweet me and be like, well, I don't know about that, Chief. I was like, ooh, you want to catch these? No, but that happened. But yeah, anyway, like I was feeling great, and then Climax 2 happens, and I got third. I got third. It was the first major I hadn't won in like 3 years. Uh, no, I mean that was Heaven or Hell. That was also a bad time, but like that's a little different because people paid for me to go, so I failed. Like felt like I failed them, but like Climax of Night 2 was bad. I broke down. I don't think I even went to get my medal on the silver. No, I did pick my medal. I did go, but it was bad. So what about you want to say? I think I shut down for a month, and I've never skipped class, never skip anything. I'm very like I go do my stuff at school. Did I miss class? I told my like I was telling my family like I'm gonna miss one class. I can't do it right now. I need to be in bed, and I stayed in bed. There was times I would go from to school to my bed and just go to bed, and that never happened. Never happened to me. And I froze, and my world collapsed, and I thought that it was the end for me because I thought people only cared about me because I'm Scrub Vermilion, the multi blood guy. That lasted a month, and it was not a good time. And this tournament, ever since that happened, I've gone to therapy. I've worked on a lot of that. I've learned, to deal with losses. But it was something really kind that a lot of people told me, more than one actually, and they said, and I might tear up, your placements does not define your legacy. Wow, what a set of words. Mind you, I was already not feeling, I wasn't feeling like the worst. I was like, like I didn't prepare a lot for this tournament. I had just come from Evil France. I flew to France to play Street Fighter, and I had like a week to prepare for this tournament, right? Like I can't discredit the talent of the people that are grinding, grinding, grinding. That's not fair, right? So that's words. Your placement does not do anything to your legacy. Even though I was okay, I was like, wow, like people think that highly of me. Like, what was I thinking back then? I think my 2019 self needed to hear that. I don't. I was sooner. I wouldn't have been able to take a loss like the loss I had last week. I would not have been able to. It would have been really bad for my mental. But I have a support system. Family that loves me. I have a girlfriend that loves me. I have my dog Shiki, which you cannot see. He's also like a big emotional support for me, and I have so many amazing fans, like supporters, like people who are there for me. That, dude, it's who cares? Like, think life's so good, man. Life's so good. Who cares about that shit? So it was awesome, but it's just cool because you never, like, you don't really think about legacy or wow what you've done, and people came up to me and were like, dude, my locals got started because people were looking at you play from couple for like 5 6 years ago. Someone came up to me and said, I grew up watching you play, like you're my hero. What? Like, I'm that old at this game that I've inspired a generation. Wow. Wow. That I'm not ready for that. I was not ready to hear those words. Climax. And yeah, it was really pretty. It was really great. So, when it comes to mental health, man, don't ever put your self-worth on something like a competition. I know it's hard because we're competitive and we're passionate and we care about this stuff, right? But one thing is, I might not be the strongest player this day. I need to go back and train. And the other thing is, I am worthless. It's different. It's a different category. It's not. No, don't compare that. So understand that you're loved. Understand that you're loved. There's people there that love you, and that's my little tangent on mental health, but always important. So these placements and climax kind of tell a story, don't doesn't it? Like, oh, this year's been very good at Street Fighter for me. Melty's been good. So what's the plan? So here's the store for me. And serious, this is for the people in the channel. People have been supporting the channel since its inception, making actual like Melty content, my tier list, my stuff like that. There's always been like support there. So this is what's gonna happen. Melty content is not going away. I have a ton of projects. I currently planning on some, but I do have a little tangent video that's kind of like a personal project of mine that I might not even do on this channel. I might open a new channel just for it. It's not fighting related, believe it or not. It's about a shooting game that I never grew up playing, but I want to do. So after that project is done, Melty videos will come back. I have a couple cool ideas for Lumina Actors Again, their retrospective series. I think it's about time because, again, we have a new generation. I want to document Multiblood. I think that's something that I said on my first history of like retrospective video. Multiblood is very poorly documented, so I want to help keep the legacy of that. So that's going to keep coming in the channel. Store for me from Melty. This is gonna hurt and I might cry. I don't like to say never. I don't say never ever, right? But I think it's the time. I think a real champ knows when to put his boots down. So I'm gonna formally retire from Actors Again, competitive. Will not enter tournaments. There's a catch. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna always register the brackets because I like to pot monster. I like to give money to the community, but I will play them via sub goals, and these sub goals will be very small, like 5 subs or 10 subs on my Twitch, twitch.tv/scarvermillion. Plan to be a little more active. It's just, again, with school and everything, it's really hard for me to dedicate a schedule, but I want to say, like, if people want to play me, I love it. I'm not gonna disappear. And the other thing is that this class climax, I saw that when people beat me, they were like so excited. It was like a big goal for them, and I could tell in their eyes, like in the pop off, in the excitement, and it means a lot to me that people think that highly of me. That oh my god, I beat Scrouter Million. Yeah, I'm great. I'm happy. I'm happy for you, but I want to make those moments a little bit special and well earned because I felt like I kind of gave them away at this tournament. So here's the catch: I will if we do reach the goals for like entering the tournament, I will do streams practicing for the tournament. Not a lot, obviously, because again we have a goal. But I will support. I'll do streams for it. I'll try to put some time, because people are putting money on that and they want to see me play. So I gotta put up a show, man. Like I did at the exhibition for this climax. I had an exhibition match, two exhibition matches for Tab Lumina actors again. And I think I put up a good show. People had a good time, right? So I think I'm gonna be like more like a showman and have a good time, But yeah, I'm gonna formally retire as a competitor. Like, I don't want to prep anymore. Like on me willingly saying like, oh, I'm gonna practice to win this and that. So that's probably not gonna happen for now. I did everything I wanted with the game. I like where the game is going, but I don't want to leave the game. So I want to pick up commentary. So I've been commentating Actors Again tournaments for a little bit. I commentated both the times the tournament, the game was featured at Tampa Never Sleeps. Actually, they reached out to me to set it up and everything, and yeah, I feel like I have a lot of knowledge on the game, and I can bring good commentary for that. So I'm gonna look for gigs on that, just as a way to put my knowledge on something and enjoy the game because it's still my favorite game of all time, right? So I don't want to put it down, but I can't be the person I want to be in the game. And I hope everyone understands that because it's really easy to say, you don't need to win the tournaments. Like if it's your favorite game, just play it. I'm still a competitor, and I always think to get disappointed when I make a mistake that I know if I would have put more hours, I would have known. Like I would have remembered how to deal with something. Because a lot of it is like, oh, I forgot how this works. Or so please understand my position on that, right? The interesting part comes with Type Lumina. So Type Lumina is in a weird spot because I feel like I have a big future awaiting me there. The problem is that to see this future through, I feel like I have to build a brand. By that I mean I have to step away for a little bit. The other thing, I do enjoy Type Lumina. Definitely my favorite modern game. But I'm a little burnt out with it at the moment. Again, with 2024 and all the goals that I did and all the things that I accomplished, ever since the game came out, I've been there, right? So I felt like I made a statement on me being like one of the best in the world for that game, if not the best at some points. I think I'm good, and I can probably do better for the game by putting myself out there and be like, yeah, I am the Melty Blood Type Lumina player. Yeah, I'm that guy. Which happens a lot with Street Fighter, right? I think that's right now where I am standing. Obviously, content for Type Lumina will still roll out. I might be a stream here and there. Maybe I was thinking about it, and maybe a new character might make the game fun for me again. Because I really hop between characters when Tab Lumina was very active. I'm very known for that, right? Like I one combo breaker with like three different characters. I think it was with Mario, with Koma, and with Mash. And like I'm known for switching characters, so maybe that would bring some spark. But right now the meta is like a little stale, so I'm not that hyped about it. I do want to also support my tournament. I do have like a league that I've been running with Winty called the T5, the Type Lumina 2-on-2 tag tournament. Sorry. That is a beginner event that I've been hosting with $1,000 putt bonus, where I have coach a team through a season, and it's brought a couple of newcomers to the game. So I probably gonna keep doing something like that. Again, I'm not gonna disappear from any community. Like I love the multi-blood scene, right? I love the multi-blood community. So I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here. I'm not gonna disappear. But competitive wise, like being the GOAT, might have to put it down for a little bit. The second time Lumina 2 comes out though, I'm coming back and I'm winning everything. For real this time. But yeah, like I think I'm just waiting, right? Like I'm in a weird point where like I just want the new version to come out. But yeah, that's what's gonna happen at Table Lumina. Street Fighter content will still come out. Because there's a lot of things that I want to do with Street Fighter. I do have a lot of complaints with the way the community or like information gets spread around in North America. There's a lot of elitism, and again, I come from family, bro. I come from this. So kind of want to bring a little bit of that flavor into the lives of Street Fighter players. I don't know how much I'm gonna succeed, but expect me to do that though. But content wise, we're still gonna have a lot of Melty Blood content. Obviously, my main focus is Melty Blood. It's my passion, the thing I love the most. It's just as a competitor right now, I can't compete at the level I want to compete and be competitive in Street Fighter. Which again, I feel like everyone in that game has such a big advantage over me that I have to work so much. So I wanna do that. Um, that being said, again, just wanna give a moment to appreciate this picture. Look at that ballroom being full. By the way, that ballroom was full, full, full. And I was not there because I was playing Multi Blood with my friends from Korea and Japan that came over. So yeah, I had to take as many games with them as I could, right? As a good memory of the event. And overall, we have heard that the tournament known as Climax is no more, but we will still have a French bread event. And it might not be Climax of Night, we call something else. It's gonna be run by the same people, the people I trust here at you can see Marco here, my boy, the head of data FGC, who he's been helping Shinobi since the start of Climax. So I think the event is gonna be awesome. So I'm gonna support them. I'm gonna support them as always. I expect everyone to be there. It's gonna be like if nothing happened, but it's gonna be the end of an era. This tournament definitely marks before and after, at least for me. And yeah, I just wanted to say that appreciate everyone again. I have a ton. People say amazing things to me that I feel like sometimes I don't deserve, and kind of want to use this since it's my retirement or retrospective. I just want to be very open about me growing up on the scene. Again, I started very young playing Multi Blood, and this community has seen me grow. They saw me graduate high school. It saw me go through all university. Saw me live in another state. It saw me come back. It saw me grow as an adult, and it saw me, like at moments where I was a very annoying person. I was like trying to be like a wrestling heel of sorts, especially towards the Undernight community. I was always very resentful against them, and a lot of it was like me trying to be a character, and I felt like nowadays looking at it as like that was so rude. I did not have to do that. Like I don't enjoy the game, but I don't have to do that. And I definitely just want to say right now that I truly apologize for those years of being an annoying ass kid. I'm trying my best right now to just build a better community, like try to atone for those mistakes that carried for a couple of years. When I say I have improved since like Tab Lumina came out, definitely was like a change in like how I want to be seen and how I want the games that I play to be seen. So I'll try my best to continue to be that. So again, appreciate everyone that's been supporting the Street Fighter content. It's a new endeavor in my life. I think my 20s were like to be the multi goat, and now about to be turning 30, it's gonna be conquering a new challenge. When I get up to the biggest stage and win that trophy for like whatever big Capcom tournament, be sure that y'all gonna be in my heart, and I'm gonna do it for y'all. Okay, so I just want y'all to. I'm not going, but I just want to formally thank you everyone for the years. Right, I'll see you all at the next event.